Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. Yes, I'm filming in the car again. I'm using a phone camera light because I don't want to waste the light battery on this car. But anyways, this time I'm going to be reviewing The Menu. Now, The Menu involves this group of food critics, and they are invited to an exclusive restaurant on this island. From there, they get served tons of courses of meals from very professional chefs. And of course, they're run by this one master chef played by Ralph Fiennes. And these courses are a lot more than just food, as something special happens during this movie that, especially actually with all these meals, as the guests are actually going in for something a little bit more, I don't know how to put it, like darker, because this movie is technically in the horror-ish genre, but it's honestly more of a thriller than it is a horror film. In fact, it's on the comedy side too. It's a horror comedy about food critics, though it's a lot more than that. And I found myself like really digging this movie, and not just because the movie made me hungry. No, this is a very smart film, and I really appreciate the way it handles stuff that involves like food critics and stuff, and how they honestly take food very seriously, and how they just even the chef, the main chef, is just all like, I don't want you to eat the food, I want you to taste it. And basically how we as film reviewers just talk about certain stuff about the movie, and how food critics basically talk about, oh, it's like I don't know, a volcano in my mouth or something. But it's actually a lot more about that. Basically, it pokes a lot of fun at the genre of food and stuff like that. It's basically a satire film, and when it comes to its satire, it manages to pull it off surprisingly. And this is not the type of film that you would expect to be a comedy, but it is. And it's one of the funniest films I've seen this year. And that's surprising too, because this movie is definitely on a pretty serious route. But when it does come to its humor, it manages to pull it off. The dialogue was never boring. Everyone gives a really strong performance. Anya Taylor-Joy, I thought, was excellent in the movie, as well as Ralph Fiennes, or Fiennes, or I think it's Fiennes. Also, John Leguizamo is in the movie, who plays a movie star. They don't mention his name, but they mention a movie that's, I think, might be a fictional movie, because they just said movie star is his role. So, yeah, he was really funny in the movie too. Everybody actually has a really good sense of humor in here. And the movie is basically trying to bring in all these social commentary elements together with, I'm not really sure how to put it. The best way I can describe it is, it's a film that basically pokes fun at food critics, and how some of them just take food seriously, and the way that the main chef is serving these meals in very fancy ways. And like I mentioned before, this is a film that I was pretty sure was going to make me hungry, and it definitely did. Especially with what happens towards the end of the film, which I'm not going to spoil, but I found it to be very pleasing, and it left me on a really like interesting feeling by the end of the film. And this movie definitely provides some really entertaining moments here and there. Like, it definitely focuses a lot on the lines of dialogue, but when it does come to its characters, they're very entertaining. Especially when it comes to, each scene is basically a course. Like, they mentioned like first course to third course, and they mentioned the dishes and stuff. It basically is poking fun at the like food TV genre, only it's basically like a combination of Kitchen Nightmares or Hell's Kitchen, and they put it into a full-length feature film with elements of comedy and thriller. So, though I definitely won't lie though, even though the main chef is technically supposed to be the villain, he's definitely far more calmer than Gordon Ramsay, which is something that I it's actually quite shocking, because Gordon Ramsay is, well, he's definitely not psychotic. It's honestly very like hard to like fully describe this whole thing without spoiling it, but you're just gonna have to experience for yourself, because this movie definitely has a lot to offer and has a lot on its plate. Yeah, that's a pun intended. But in the end, guys, I really enjoyed The Menu, surprisingly. I mean, I expected it to be good, but damn, was this movie better than I thought it would be? It's entertaining, provides some really good social commentary elements, even though when it comes to that type of stuff, it is pretty basic, but when it comes to its storyline, its characters, and the whole satire that it's trying to make fun of, it manages to succeed in almost every single way. Performances are terrific. It's a very nice looking film too, and it basically takes place mostly in this whole kitchen area, and it looks very nice. And with all the looks of the chefs that are in the movie, it's something that I feel like was definitely worked hard on. And in the end, guys, all I can say is that in terms of video food for your eyes, this is the type of food that my eyes would call delicious. I definitely do recommend checking this one out. It's definitely not marketed very well, but that's okay. As long as the movie's good, then yeah. But hey, you should definitely support this film. It's very different, and I think it provides quite a bit of originality and some brains behind it too. Also, one thing, when they do serve the food, it's not like poisoned or involves like human remains or anything like that. No, it's just regular food. So yeah, there's definitely some more darker themes that doesn't really involve the food. Like, don't go into this movie expecting like, people getting murdered in terms of food and stuff, because that's not what the movie's about. So yeah, that might disappoint you because I mentioned the whole horror thing and the fact it's about food. So yeah, do not expect that. But hey, the movie was still very much worth watching. It didn't really need all that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I have a crap ton of movies I need to see next week. So look forward to that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.